Hey everyone, it's part two to my How to Do Well in School series. As I said in the last one, it's heading towards the end of the semester, and everyone's all like, my grades aren't so hot. What should I do? This is what I did. It's my very first. I'm finishing up my very first semester at college as an engineering student, and my GPA should be around something around a 3.8 to 3.6, depending on how finals go. The worst case scenario, 3.4. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. And my last video was the first step was goals. Second is action, getting to putting those goals into action. So here's some little fun tips that you can do that will help you get good grades in college. The very first easiest tip I can give you is to go to class. Many people just don't go to class. They miss a lot of valuable information. That's just a common sense one. I'm not even going to try and give you a bunch of details on why you should go. You should just go. Two, once you're in class, actually be an active listener or an active student. Take good notes. What I mean by taking good notes is this what this video is really going to be about, is taking good notes. Is you don't if your teacher teaches or professor teaches by PowerPoint, you don't write down every single word on every single slide. That is not taking good notes. You're just regurgitating information, really. What you need to do is get in the habit of reading what's on the slide, interpreting it in a quick amount of time, a small amount of time, and rewriting it into your own words. So if it's something long, such as, just giving a random thing right here. Chemistry is probably not the best one. Under appropriate conditions of temperature and pressure, most substances can exist as solid, liquid, and gas. So I would just say, under most, you can just break it down to your own words, or use abbreviations at standard temperature and pressure. Instead of writing that, STP. Solid, liquid, and gas. You can give you a little note and put SLG, solid, liquid, and gas. You need to write it quick so you can interpret it better. Because when you're using that interpretation skills, you're actually using more brain power, and it helps with your memory a lot. Learn that in psychology, actually. So that's part one. Take good notes. Don't copy it on the slide. Interpret it and write it down in your own information. Second, with taking notes. If you have a question with notes, as long as you're not in a huge lecture hall, and if it's just a small classroom like a math classroom, stop and ask a quick question. There's nothing wrong with that, or ask your teacher after hours. Third is to, when you're done with your class, actually go back and review your notes later on that day. I can't imagine countless times where I've seen people who will mess up part one and write down everything on the slide. And what's worse is they'll never even look at their notebook, and maybe until the day before the exam, or they just won't look at it at all. So what's the point in taking notes if you're not going to look at them? Because that's where you study from. You study from your notes and your quizzes and your book. So that's my 2 cents on that. Take good notes and review them. On the next topic, I guess I'll talk about how to review notes. So. Also, keep organized notes. Don't just write random crap. Have a system or an outline of what's more important, what's least important, what you think you might know, and what you think is irrelevant. And you'll know by your teacher's style, by by the end of the first quiz or exam, you'll know what is and what isn't important with taking notes. And if you're not sure on these tips, your university does have an academic help building, and you can always just ask your teacher. So that's my second tip. Take good notes.